Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Well, as the cats were probably mentioning to you, I've been going pandemic purchasing kind of crazy and getting a bunch of antique locks and Yale locks and stuff like this. And these are some of them right here. Today alone, my mailbox was crammed with 10 packages, all in the little mailbox slot one, not the overflow thing, but 10 packages. Most of them were locks. We'll start off with this one. This is a Yale bicycle lock, and the patent date on that is October 9th, 1894. Let's see if this guy will zoom in. Here. There we go. I saw one of these go for $75 with the key. This one did not have a key. I haven't, like I said, most of these I just got them in recently, so I haven't messed around with them too much. This one I had stuck into vinegar. This is that Yale bicycle lock or whatever. I may be able to date this one because in the 1917 catalog, I don't think I saw one of them in there, but in that older Yale catalog that I got, it showed this one. So that might be one way to date these things is, after a while, older designs they gave up on and continued on with something else. This is another little Yale, just a little tiny one. I stuck in vinegar because it had a bunch of rust on it, and some of this is like red paint. The shackle's still kind of stiff on it. Two different kind of Yale Juniors. One has got an 1805 on it, the other one doesn't. They're almost identical though. So one is an earlier model and one is a later model. Both of them say on the back, made by the Yale and Town Manufacturing Company in USA. It's the same thing as on the back of this one. Exact same font and everything. So, that's those two. Here's another Yale Junior. Looks like a wafer lock. He's open. At one time it was blue. I think I showed this one before, but this is the Yale Vigilant. This one's pretty nice. Came out pretty well. This guy right here, you can see I'm messing around with it because it came with a key. The key fits in the keyway and turns the levers, but it doesn't open the lock. And I don't think this is P153. I don't even think it's a Yale key for this, because this guy's got a number 7 on him. Anyway, I messed around with that. I put a tensioner in there and bypassed one side of the lock, and then this side is too tight really to get anything in there to push it back, so I have to go on this side of the levers to get that, and I haven't messed around with that too much. This one was pretty dirty, and I put it in vinegar, and it came out very well. It's a VOLM. It's made in Germany. I messed around with it a little bit. The shackle's loose and everything. You can see the levers in there. That one that's at an angle right there, I believe, is the bolt. I was tensioning off him, but there's like 3 levers here that don't want to cooperate. And it's like a straight bolt going through a hole. So you can't really just like push it or bypass it as easily as the other one. I just got this one in. This is another old Yale warded lock. I haven't cleaned it up, but it's definitely destined for a vinegar bath. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put that in there right now. Let him soak. It really won't take off the patina much. It really helps to loosen up any surface dirt and stuff like that. Now, if you've got paint, like this one had a little bit of rust and had a little bit of paint, but it really took it down to the metal. and did a pretty good job. This is a distatainer that I was messing around with. I got that one in. Those are pretty easy to get into. Now, I showed you the old Yale Junior with the 1896 one. Well, I got another one in with a functional key. And it says Yale in Town, manufacturing on one side. And then it says solid, I think it says solid steel. Yes, this way. Solid steel. It's got a J41 on it. So I don't see any stampings on here. But like I said, I didn't notice this before, but that little tri-circle thing, trefoil or whatever, is the bolt. It shows you where the bolt's going. Kind of cool how they use their little, their little symbol design in that cutout instead of just a standard cutout. That's what I mean. That's one of the extra things that you won't see on modern locks is a little artistic stuff. They'll say, well, while you're cutting that off, we could just put another little one here and make it a loop. No, that'd take too much time. Well, it only takes a couple of seconds. A couple of seconds added up can equal a minute over 100 years or something. That's what they just keep. The bean counters, they justify the stupidest excuse to make it just like, all right, let's just make it a square piece of metal. There you go. Nothing artistic. Speaking of artistic, here's this Lincoln. Look at how they did the print on there. Lincoln 6-lever. Now, this one's pretty solidly frozen up, and I haven't messed with it at all, but I just got it. I think Miller Lock Company made this one. Now, I've seen a Lincoln 5-lever and some various Lincolns. Speaking of super duper, here's a Yale push key padlock with a Yale push key, and this thing's got a real good spring action to it. The story on this one was, I was looking at them because I've got other push key locks, but I didn't have a Yale one. And if you can find one with a key, they're very expensive, usually $50 or more, which was the asking price on this one. So I just looked at it just to see. I put on eBay, I put a watch thing on it. I didn't bid on it or anything else. I just wanted to see what it sold for. And the eBay seller made me an offer with a $20 discount. Knocked the price of it off by $20. And I went, you know what? I can't resist that. So I got this thing for around $30-something. I think it was like 36 or something like that. But it's in excellent shape. One of the things, let me get this key back on here. One of the things it's got on it that you don't see on a lot of the Yales is very fine serrations around these edges, like fine milling. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if it'll zoom up and show it. There you go. You see those? Most of the time, those are gone on older locks because it's just a very fine milling. You can feel it with your fingernail, but on older locks, they get all beat up and worn down and everything. So it's in pretty good shape, like I said. And it comes with an original key. Focus on that and quit bouncing around. The number doesn't match, though. It says 133 on the key and it's 142 on the shackle. It works fine. It doesn't like hesitate at all. So anyway, and this one here is an old Yale. It's not a Super Pen tumbler. I think it's older than that. It has a 30 cal gas co. Is what it looks like, it says to me. Or it could be 30 cal, as in California Gas Company. I always think 30 cal is like a ammunition round, 30 caliber. So, this could be anything. Could be a gas company, which I think it is. And the 30 could just be the number. It doesn't match up to the bidding number here. This shackle's really, it moves a little bit. It might be alright. Here's another old Yale. This one's a pin tumbler. Hardened. Got a little bit of that original paint on it. Yeah, so that's about it on the initial bombardment of locks. Also, in the meantime, while this was happening, basically I would call him a patron. What do you call that? Anyways, I don't have a patron or patron channel. Patron sounds like Spanish, you know, for something, and Patreon. There we go, Patreon. I don't have one of those channels, but I do have people that send me stuff occasionally, and Mike is one of those persons that sends me stuff, and he sent me a medium-size flat rate box loaded with stuff, and some of that I'm going to include in the giveaway, which I'll discuss later on when I do the giveaway video. But some of that you're going to thank Mike for some of the lock contributions, because there's some really good stuff in there. And yeah, a bunch of the other stuff that the locks that he usually sends me, I pick and then I send out to people. I hold on to some of them, like for example this bronze Master Lock number 6. It's pretty cool. It's an older one. It's got the smoother laminations when they actually buffed that and gave a crap before they started saying, oh, that costs too much money. Anyways, thank you for watching and happy picking. And don't go crazy like I do, buying everything on eBay.